This is one of the last releases from Jordan Brand in April 2025, and it's the Air Jordan 11 Low Bred. In this video, I'm going to go over everything you need to know about the shoes, including availability, where to buy, the release date. As well, I'm going to go over the history and do an unboxing. What's going on, everybody? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com, and in this video, I'm going to go over the Air Jordan 11 Low Bred. Now, this is a classic shoe, but this time dropping in low top form. Now, in this video, I'm going to do an unboxing. As well, I will do a comparison with the OG Bred, aka Playoff Air Jordan 11. I'm going to talk about where you can buy the shoes, if they're limited or not. As well, I'm going to go over the history, craftsmanship, and much more. But the most important part is the release date. This pair is scheduled to drop on April 26th. They will be available in full family sizing. The retail price in adult sizing is $190. Grade school will cost $150. Preschool is priced at $80, and toddler sizes will cost $60. As well, I will go over where you can buy the shoes. All right, so let's do an unboxing. And as you can see, we have the OG style box. The Air Jordan 11 Bred, or known as Playoffs, came in this style of box. It had the swoosh on it. And then let's get to the size tag. Size 10, Air Jordan 11 Retro Low, black, varsity red, and white. Let's get into the box. Got that carbon fiber like tissue paper. And let's bring these out. So yeah, these are looking nice in my opinion. One thing I like about any type of Bred 11 release is this right here. So as you can see, it kind of has that raw edge to it. That was a good way to indicate for OGs. So we have the branding on the tongue. These are looking, ooh, you see the little mishap right there. Something, that don't look too good. I guess you can kind of clean that up with some scissors or something. The midsole's a little choppy. Yeah, so craftsmanship is definitely going to range on these. Some are going to be better than others, obviously. These look pretty good. Nike Air on the insoles. Don't worry, later on I'll take them out. Got a semi-translucent red outsole. Not bad. Let's show the other one. And then I wanted to show a shoe that I'm going to kind of do a comparison with. It's going to be somewhat of a comparison. It'll make sense when I show it. And then I wanted to do an unboxing on the next shoe I plan on doing a review on. And those I'm really excited about. See that you can see the Nike Air a little bit better here. Got your black patent leather, sits a little bit higher. Not as high as like the mid or highs, whatever you want to call it. So these are dope. Now let me get these out of the way and show you the other shoes. Now this is a shoe that I had to dig a little bit for. Not too bad. Air Jordan size 9. Original Playoffs, aka Bred Air Jordan 11s. The mid/high version. So I'm going to do a comparison, somewhat of a comparison, because honestly, it's a mid versus a low, so can't really compare it. But we're just gonna, do a side-by-side more so. And gosh, I haven't pulled these out of the box in a while. It's been some time. But these are really dope. You got the Nike Air on the inside. I don't know if you could see that. Maybe later I'll pull those out. But you see the carbon fiber shank plate. Here is the other one. Ooh, oh, okay, never mind. I thought that was stuck. I got that patent leather. It's kind of like deteriorating almost. Kind of crazy, man. Some of these shoes. I think they're going to last a long time. I mean, these aren't bad. You guys seen some of my older stuff that I have pulled out in a lot worse shape, but these aren't so bad. You see the yellowing by the midsole. And then, yeah, sorry. My phone just said 20%, so that's why you heard an awkward pause right there. But let me show you the other shoe that is going to be my next review, but I want to do an unboxing just to show you I have them in hand. So I don't care what anybody says about this shoe. This shoe is dope in my opinion. I 100% am picking these up more so over the Bred 11 Lows. by the box, you probably already know what it is. But I will be doing a comparison with the, I believe 2000, is it 15 or 16 that these originally dropped. Ooh, look at the pattern though. I did peep these already. It's super, super cracked detailing throughout. I wonder, it kind of looks like it's a little more comparing to the Lost and Found. I could be tripping on that though. But these are really nice. Look at that oxidized. Yeah, in hand, everything looks so much more emphasized, or so much more like it's just super more cracked compared to like images that I've seen. It's kind of crazy. Hopefully that picks up well. Definitely when I do the full review, I will be doing like close-ups and all that good stuff, so you'll be able to see it. But I do like the aged midsole. I know some people don't. They do come with extra laces, Nike Air. But yeah, I just want to show you a preview of these. These will be coming probably next week, I'm going to be honest, because I have 3 videos already planned for this week. Got a late start on the week. Again, well, Easter, so, you know, it makes sense. I spent it with family. And then the review on the 11s, I wanted to get out over the weekend, but I got caught up in some things for Easter. But let's jump into things on the 11 Low Bred. Although technically this is a new model, or a new release, I should say, this shoe actually does have some history. So as many of you know, I love talking about the history of a shoe. And this will be the first time that the Air Jordan 11 Low Bred in this color blocking released to the public. Now, some of you might remember that in 2015, Jordan Brand did release the Air Jordan 11 Low Bred, but that shoe featured red on the liner, so it was a bit different. Now, believe it or not, this pair is a PE for MJ. Michael Jordan would wear this pair during the 1996 NBA Finals when the Bulls went up against the Seattle Supersonics, and the Bulls would eventually win the series 4-2. Now, the Bred pair with a red liner, MJ also wore those, and those are considered a PE as well. Now, for this shoe, the OG pair was signed by MJ and went up for auction, and they recently, well, somewhat recently, sold for close to $44,000. All right, now it's time for a closer look. As you can see, this shoe is basically the mid-top version of the Air Jordan 11, the Bred, aka playoff colorway, just they're in low top form. Now, as you can see, the shoes, they do feature a mesh upper, and then we have patent leather across the mudguard, which wraps the toe and heel. The patent leather also has like a raw edge to it, as you can see. That's just like the OG, and I do believe the 2019 pair also came with like that raw edge to it, something I really like about the shoes. Now we'll get closer to the heel. As you can see, more patent leather, white on the midsole, and then the red translucent rubber outsole kind of comes up. All right, so let me move this out of the way, get you a clear shot of that heel. Now you can see we have the red Jumpman just below the 23 done in white. The red Jumpman is embroidered, of course, and we see a bit of the patent leather and the white textured midsole. Now let's go to the medial side. Now this shoe is kind of funky. You can see the craftsmanship right there. It's not that great. It's going to be hit or miss on your shoes. I'll talk more on that later on in the video, but you can see we have patent leather on the upper, or I should say the mudguard, black mesh up top, white on the midsole, and then the semi-translucent red rubber outsole coming up. And then you can see the carbon fiber midfoot shank plate right there. So we'll do also a comparison of that with the OG pair. So you could see the toe cap, it is semi-translucent as well. We have black patent leather, of course, on the toe box. Let's get to the tongue. So we have a mesh tongue. We have the rope style laces, the traditional Jordan 11 branding on the tongue as well. And then the liner, all black. So a pretty clean look. I did pull out the insoles for you guys, so 1 second. All black, Nike Air. Here is the back. If you ever want a legit check, come back to this video, because a lot of the times the factories, they skip over the insoles. They kind of do a bad job on them. But let's get to the outsole. So another clean part of the shoe, mostly red throughout. We have black on the pods, and of course you can see the midfoot carbon fiber shank plate. So let's do it once over, and then we'll do a somewhat of a comparison. I hate to call it a comparison, but that's the only way I can really describe it, because we're really going to just do a side-by-side and point out the little differences, because if these were both mids or both lows, then yeah, I would definitely say it's a comparison and go into more detail on that. But since it's not, yeah, I'll just, we'll just do a side-by-side and kind of point out some of the smaller details. But like always, let me know your thoughts on these down below. This is definitely a clean shoe. They're going to have their problems, of course, with craftsmanship, but again, I'll talk about that later on in the video. All right, so we will be doing a comparison with the 1995 Air Jordan 11 Playoff, aka Bred. I like the Playoff name a lot better than Bred. I've never been a fan of that. But one thing I did notice about the shoes is you're going to see a lot more peaks on the OGs. Now, the OGs did have a lot of peaks when they released. There was a time, though, in more recent years that Jordan 11s that had peaks were known as fakes. There's also one on the toe cap. Now, there is some retros that Jordan Brand tries to have peaks, I believe, in the past. These don't have those traditional peaks. You don't see them there. You don't see them on the toe cap. I will say that the patent leather seems a little more sturdy on the newer pair versus the OG. Now, of course, since this is a low, we have the Jumpman by the heel embroidered, but for the OG, for the new retro, the low, which is traditional, they move the Jumpman to the actual heel and they place it below the number 23, but you can see this shot of the heel as well. Another thing that I noticed is the raw edges. Although they're clean on the new retro, they're not as defined. It's more, I guess you could say it's a little more smaller. It's more tucked away. Like when you see this shoe, you could see, the raw edges running through it pretty easily. Now, another thing I haven't checked out yet, but we're going to look at the carbon fiber. Got white and black. Looks more like a cream since it's aged. And yeah, this is different. You can see it's more black and then kind of like a subtle, what's the word I'm looking for? Not subtle. More like a black on black, if anything. That's the word I can come with on the top of my head, but you could see the differences there. I'm not sure off the top of my head. I don't own the 2019 Jordan 11, the playoff, aka Bred colorway. I wish I did. I just never picked them up because I own the OG and I owned multiple different years of this shoe. So I was like, I'm not going to buy it. But now I wish I did. But what's crazy is the patent. This is size 9 and this is size 10. But the patent leather seems like it's almost as high on the new retro low as the OG mid. It's almost as high. But other than that, this is the midsole is aged. We do have Nike Air on the insoles. Both shoes only come with one set of laces, but see the Nike Air right there, all black. I don't want to pull them out because I don't know if it'll rip. Now, of course, this comparison isn't to knock Jordan Brand for them not doing things right. It's just, for history purposes, people like to see, the older stuff. I personally do when I watch these type of videos, but you can see the inside of the tongue. We do have that label right there. Inspired by the greatest player ever. This does as well. Let me see if I can pull it out. Yeah, you can kind of see right there. But yeah, we'll do a once over of both these shoes. Personally, that's a bad shot. Personally, I'm gonna take the OG over the low, but the low is a really nice shoe. Don't get me wrong. Which pair are you liking more, the mid or the low? I'm sure a lot of people are gonna go with the mid. Mid's just a classic, but both shoes are dope. Can't deny that. I probably will be picking these up. It's just that, again, this is another busy month. We have these. We have the Air Jordan 1 High OG UNC Reimagined. We also have the white cements, which is like, oh man, those are a must pick up, and I plan on getting those in hand soon. But I'm going to do a comparison. I have every year with the exception of the early 1999, the OG pair. So that's going to be a fun comparison to do. All right, so that was your overview of the Air Jordan 11 Low Bred. Just a reminder, this pair drops on April 26. They will be available in full family sizing. Adult sizes will cost $190. Grade school will cost $150. Preschool is priced at $80, and toddler sizes will cost $60. Now let's talk about where to buy these shoes. So of course, the sneakers app will be probably a lot of people's first choice, but pretty much every Jordan brand, boutique, and major retailer will have them. Foot Locker, Finish Line, JD Sports, Chic Shoes, you name it, they're going to have them. They're going to have full family sizing as well. So about getting a pair for retail, I don't think it'll be a huge problem, although I will admit there is some hype for them. The Jordan 11 Low, depending on the colorway, will sell out within days. The Space Jam 11s, they did really well. The Bred 11 Lows, I believe they're going to do very well also. Now, for some reason, if you miss out, do not buy it resell. Be patient, there will be restocks. But personally, I think depending on your size, because certain sizes go a lot faster than others, as long as you enter raffles and you wake up early on the release date, you shouldn't have a big issue getting your size. Again, it does depend on what size you wear, because I have heard that Jordan brand produces less numbers in a certain size because they're not as popular as other sizes. And then you have resellers going for those particular sizes because they know people will spend the resale price on them. So kind of sucks, I'll be honest. Now, as for craftsmanship, as you've seen throughout this video, the shoes are going to be hit or miss. The midsoles are kind of roughed up in certain areas as well. Some of the stitching is kind of frayed. The best bet to do would be to pick them up in stores, but I understand that everybody can do that. But if you can, that would be what I suggest you to do. Now, another factor that is going to play into things about obtaining the shoe, which could make it easier, is that we have a lot of great drops in May coming from Jordan brand. Although this shoe drops in April, we do have some time before May comes around, but some people may be looking ahead and just holding out and just waiting, save their money, maybe get 2 pairs of the white cement Air Jordan 4s. So there is that chance that these could sit for a little bit, but no way, shape, or form are they going on sale. But then you have the flip side of things, which kind of contradicts what I just said. This is a shoe that people want to pick up just to look fresh in. They're not necessarily a sneakerhead, but they like the colorway. It's a classic, a good summer shoe. So you're going to have those type of people going out to pick them up. But like always, if you miss out online, your best bet would be to go into a store, because I'm sure you'll be able to pick up a size the same day or the next day after these drop. But again, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm just saying don't pay resale at minimum. But let me know your thoughts on this pair down in the comment section below. Is this a pickup or a pass for you? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com. I appreciate you guys for watching. I do have a couple more uploads this week, so if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I will have a sneaker news video dropping in a couple days, as well as a May 2025 Air Jordan and Nike release dates video. So it's going to be another busy week with uploads, so be on the lookout for that. Again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com, and if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.